Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you. I am super excited to see everyone here tonight. You all look magnificent. I hope all of our role models got their photograph taken by our fantastic photographers. Daryl and Natalie. Yeah. They're some of the best. They're some of the best. The best for the best. So we're going to jump right into our program. It's almost 5:40, and we want to make the most of your valuable time. The agenda for today's program is shown on the two screens here, and you should have a copy of it at your table. I'm going to describe the purpose that brings us together here today and moving forward. We will hear from the project sponsor, the funding entity, PNC Bank, and then we will have introductions of our amazing role models. Next, we will hear two more in-depth role model stories or narratives, and then a few of our youth participants, interns from the Mayor's Summer Youth Internship Program. They will introduce themselves to you. They will tell you their name, their grade in school, the school in which they attend, and perhaps some of the goals that they have for their future. Then I'll discuss upcoming events and next steps, and we will end with a networking session. Of course, the youth want some autographs, and we'll get back to some good food. Does that sound okay? Okay, great. My glasses are steaming up. We did ask them to kick the air conditioner up a little bit here. Welcome, everyone, to the Peoria Role Model Project, an undertaking of the City of Peoria Mayor's Office in partnership with community leaders and funded by PNC Bank. Today is the launch of the project and the reveal of the first 50 amazing Black role models selected to participate. Another reveal will take place in a couple of months to reveal an additional 50 remarkable role model participants. The purpose of this project is to recognize and highlight positive Black role models that currently live in Peoria. There are many, far more than this project will feature. We want the entire city, the schools, the community organizations, and especially the youth and their families to know who these role models are. We want to lift them up as great examples and models of distinction and express how valuable they are to our community. This project will feature their profiles and their photographs on the city's website and other notable locations throughout the city of Peoria. And we will learn more about their personal and professional stories in a variety of ways. Through this project, we will expose these great people to Peoria's Black youth who are in middle and high school. We will make connections between the youth and the role models. The project will open doors for access and opportunities and find avenues to support and guide the youth participants. The challenging reality is that we have distressed neighborhoods with pockets of high crime, high unemployment, inadequate housing. And while we're working to transform these conditions, they persist. And it is there that we find many youth that are involved in crime, stealing cars, carrying and using guns, engaging in fights and unruly behavior, and making poor life choices. Some of their decisions have resulted in youth loss of life. We've seen recent examples of this. Most of these incidents greater than 95% involve Black young men or Black young women. Although it's not the single answer to this complex problem, we know that these youth require more exposure and more access to positive Black role models and positive influences in their life. I grew up on Peoria's South Side in a neighborhood that looked just like this. It was a working class neighborhood, and about 33,000 people lived on Peoria's South Side during that time. The neighbors looked out for one another, and there were retail outlets, there were pharmacies, and there were grocery stores. That's not the case today, as less than 14,000 people live on Peoria's South Side. With several exceptions, neighbors are not as close-knit as they used to be. There is insufficient affordable quality housing, no grocery stores or pharmacies, and pockets of very high crime. These are realities. Today's residents on Peoria's South Side have more obstacles than what I experienced growing up there. The same is true on Peoria's East Bluff. We are working to change these conditions with some progress, yet in the meantime, the conditions persist. I attended my neighborhood elementary school. Anybody know Lee School? About one or two? Come on, where's the Lee Schoolers, no? Well, it was demolished many years ago. You're wondering which one I am? Top row, third little smiling face. I had excellent teachers that invested in my early education. They were all white women, and I adored each and every one of them. But it was in 7th grade at Roosevelt Junior High School, now Elise Ford Allen, that I had my first Black teacher. Her name was Diane Newsom. Mrs. Newsom looked like me. I identified with her. She helped me to learn more about my cultural heritage. And that's when the magic happened for me. That's when I came to believe, to truly believe, that I could be a teacher too. She inspired me, and she was accessible to me. The power of identification and role modeling became somewhat of an obsession with me. I realized the importance of seeing someone who looks like you in a particular role and the impact that it can have on one's thinking and one's future. So I published a book in 2008 with the help of my then employer, Illinois Central College. It was titled Role Models: Profiles of Successful African American Professionals in Peoria, Illinois. Anybody familiar with the book? Okay, thank you. It featured 126 Black role models in over 80 occupations. We wrapped programming around the book for about 5 years around these individuals. And it was a great and fun project, and we believe it did a lot of good during its time. Well, a few months ago, the opportunity to create a Peoria Role Model Initiative was resurrected once again when I was approached by PNC Bank President Brian Ray. Brian wanted to see a project that would help young people living in distressed areas of our city. He asked me for a list of possible projects, so I shared a list of 3. Brian said, "I like that one, the Role Model Project." And I said, "So do I." So that's the project that I submitted to the PNC Foundation, and they approved a grant to fund this initiative. Thank you, PNC Bank. Working with Brian and PNC Vice President Jenna Weisner has been a great blessing, and I'm pleased to have their support in this initiative. A few months ago, we hired Jaden Turner, the project coordinator. Where's Jay? That's Jaden's picture in the right top corner over there. Yeah, that's his godfather over there. Jaden excitedly worked on this project, helping to secure role model questionnaires. He prepared website layout and other tasks. Then he was offered a great full-time job as a project manager at Caterpillar. Yes, it was bittersweet. I was so happy for Jaden, but it left us without a project coordinator. So I'm asking that you please spread the word about this job opening. It is a part-time, 20-hour-per-hour job. We want to fill it with the right person as soon as possible. It might be a college student, perhaps, that can work part-time. At any rate, we were not going to let go of Jaden, so now he's one of our role models. Stand up, Jaden. So our count is actually 51 today. This project calls for 100 Black role models. I select them because they are successful people. They are people of integrity. They are people of good character and strong will. They are people who care about others and care about our youth. They are leaders in their own right. People whose stories are powerful and inspiring, those who deserve to be recognized, and those who can have a positive influence on our youth. We look to have 150 youth participants who are middle or high school students who are most likely to benefit from Black role model exposures and access. I anticipate thousands of connections from these interactions. I would ask our first 51 role models, who will be 30 men and 20 women, to please come take your seats up front. Men, women, women, men. We're missing one young lady, and that is leader Jahan Gordon Booth, who I believe had to be in Chicago today. We are missing one young man, who is Joshua Gunn, who had to be somewhere else as well. Thank you. You look fabulous. You look fantastic. There will be a website that features all of these remarkable individuals, and it will have their profile. The profiles will be professionally done by one of the best. We got questionnaires from all of our role models, and we are contracting with Ms. Pam Adams to use her expertise, years of expertise, to finalize the writing of the profiles. Pam, would you please stand? Thank you, my friend. So you know they're going to look good, right? She's a pro. Every month moving forward, projects will be held in schools, community spaces, businesses, and other venues, now through the end of the school year and possibly next summer. There will be networking opportunities, some job shadowing, a few one-to-one mentoring opportunities, and access and engagement activities for youth and the role model participants. Our desired outcomes for the youth are inspiration and guidance, access to successful role models, current and future opportunities, and feelings of support and connectedness. There's always mutual benefit in projects like this. Our desired outcomes for the role models themselves include recognition and exposure, communities' awareness of them and appreciation of them, investment in youth and collaboration, and hopefully new connections and friendships. And lastly, I want to say to all of our role models, every single person that I asked to participate said yes without hesitation and without question. They all said yes, and I thank you so much for your commitment. So it is now my pleasure to introduce our sponsor representative, the president of Central Illinois PNC Bank, Mr. Brian Ray.
Thank you, Mayor Ali, and thank you to everybody who came tonight. I'll probably get in trouble for this later, but I'm going to correct one thing that Mayor Ali said, is that we actually started talking about this 10 months ago. This has been a long time in coming, and I'm really super excited to see this all coming together tonight after so much work. We are all very different. We come from different places. We've all had different experiences. We likely believe many different things. And our differences, unfortunately, today are what people tend to cling to about where we're different and how we're different, and it's become very divisive. What I want to focus on through this and with you tonight is about the things that we have in common, because I know that there are some very important things that all of us sitting here, no matter where we came from, no matter what we've done, what experiences that we've had, what we all want. We want a vibrant, welcoming Peoria. We want access for everyone who wants it. We all have different strengths and weaknesses, and we all, and particularly those role models that I'm speaking to, you have very special gifts. I'm very lucky to know several of you who are sitting here, and I'm super excited that you're going to be able to share your stories and your gifts with those youth. We were all at that age at one point. I sound like the old man in the room now. And I remember being in the age of our focus for these youth thinking that I knew it all, right? Which of us didn't think that at that time? And what I would urge to the youth who are participating in this is simply to understand that these folks who are dedicating their time and efforts for you also thought they knew it all and have learned a great deal along the way. I understand, and I'm speaking personally here, and to some people whose stories in the audience I know, we are a culmination of everything we've done, both good and bad. Positive experiences, negative experiences. It's easy to look back and say, boy, I wish I didn't do that. hard lesson learned. To the youth out there, please understand, we want you to chart your own course. We just want to walk next to you. That's what these folks are offering for you tonight. So to the role models, I say thank you. Thank you for sharing your time. Thank you in advance for being vulnerable with the youth you're going to be talking to. Thank you for stepping up, because we have a narrative to change in this great city that we call home. And I think that this is going to have a massive impact on that narrative. Thank you for the connections that I know that you're going to make, because it's not just going to touch the person who you're connecting with. This can last for generations. As Mayor Ali told us, that first 7th grade teacher that made such an impact in her life, going all the way towards her own PhD, becoming a doctor, and now mayor, right? You have that ability, and I thank you so much for stepping up to take charge of that. To the youth, thank you. Thank you for being smarter than me, and even if you do think you know it all, for showing up, right? Because I probably wouldn't have. I appreciate what is going to be happening here, and I appreciate the support of everybody. So, a final thank you to Mayor Ali. I personally and PNC am so honored to walk beside you through this journey. Thank you for being open when I brought you some ideas and forging this together. Thank you for spending your time reaching out personally to each of these folks. We are so honored to have you as our mayor, and I'm so thankful for you in bringing all this together. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. You are awesome, awesome. We also have our partner in this effort, Peoria Public Schools, and our superintendent is here, Dr. Sharon Karat. Will you stand? Okay, and now, without further ado, we'll have our role model introductions. Each role model will introduce themselves in less than 1 minute with their, you heard that, Jonathan Romaine? I'm teasing Eddie Parker. Their name, their occupation or occupations, workplace or workplaces. They're going to end with a quote, probably a personal quote, or one that they chose. We're going to start with the women and end with the men. So, ladies, please come forth. Whoa, my heel got caught.
Good evening. My name is Jonelle Polk McLeod. I am a former Division I women's basketball coach and the current general manager for the Peoria Park District's Proctor and Logan Recreation Centers. I've been with the Park District for 19 years, and I absolutely love my position. I am able to provide meaningful programs for the youth in my community, the community in which I grew up in, and hopefully make a difference in their lives. There's a phrase that means a lot to me: if you can't see it, you can't achieve it. So if I'm not able to introduce the youth that come in and out of our centers to different cultures, different recreation activities, art, music, science, and different professions and careers, I wouldn't be doing my job. Therefore, my plans is to show them things that they may not see, and hopefully it will inspire them to achieve anything.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bridget Carter Meacham. I am the Senior Vice President of Treasury Services at Busey Bank. I've been with Busey for about 25 years. One of my quotes I wanted to read is, "Everyone has a story. Everyone's been through something that has changed them. So never judge a person by the chapter you walked into their life with." Thank you.
And first two ladies show me out. So my name is Charlitha Foster. I am a general manager here on the south end of Peoria at the Dollar Tree. And when I first got the call to do this, I thought it was like a prank call. I'm like, who, me? What, me? But I'm very honored to be here. I strive off of just motivating people. I'm so excited, like I'm shaking on the inside, because our people really, really need this. Like our youth really need this, and I'm more overly excited. I always say, I always make my best day my worst. My worst day is always my best day. So as long as you give it all you got, there's nothing else to be mad about. So thank you for having me.
Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Bernice Gordon-Young, your Peoria City Council at-large member. I am a doctor of mental health, and I am employed several places, but I won't tell you all because we'll be here for a while. But primarily as the lead mental health provider at the Peoria County Jail. I also have a private practice where I work with individuals on parole and probation, as well as children and their families. I've been practicing for about 29 years at this point. I have a nonprofit called It Takes a Village. This is a wonderful village. So I was trying to think, what do I want to say in terms of a model? Like, I've got so many of them, but the one that I've lived by since I lost my father at the age of 21, he always said, problems you solve, situations you deal with, figure out which one you have, and take action. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I am Melody Green. I'm born and raised in Peoria. I'm an attorney. I've been practicing for about 15 years. For the past 2 years, I've been the Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer for the City of Peoria. Audre Lorde said, "When I dare to be powerful, to use my strength in the service of my vision, then it becomes less important whether I am afraid." Thank you.
Hello, my name is Trina Bonds. I'm the Chief Deputy City Clerk, Deputy Town Clerk. I've been with the City of Peoria for close to 22 years now, and my favorite inspirational quote is, "I have learned that success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life as by the obstacles which she has overcome while trying to succeed," by Booker T. Washington. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Arnitria Shaw Whitfield. I am the Vice President of Workforce and Diversity at Illinois Central College. My career in education spans about 25 years, but it began as an 8th grade English teacher with Peoria Public Schools. My motto that I live by is actually from my sorority's public oath. I will not shrink from undertaking what seems wise and good, because handicaps or obstacles of any kind confront me. But with a calm mind and a courageous spirit, and barring bitterness from my heart, I will strive all the more earnestly to reach the goal. Thank you.
Good evening. I first want to thank Mayor Ali for recommending me for this project. Thank you. I'm honored to be a part of this. My name is Denise White. I am a juvenile sergeant for the Peoria Police Department. I've been part of the department this is my 18th year. I'm a manual graduate and also Bradley University graduate. Originally from Mississippi, but been living here in Peoria for the majority of my life. So one of my quotes that I love is, "Nothing is impossible. The word in itself says, I'm possible." Thank you.
Good evening. I am Miss Bianca Brown. I am a school counselor with Annie Jo Gordon Community Learning Center with Peoria Public Schools, as well as a licensed practicing counselor. My quote is the last two lines of Invictus by William Ernest Henley. "I am the master of my fates and the captain of my soul. So I believe that I can achieve anything that I set my mind to." And thank you. This is such an honor.
Hello, everyone. My name is London Pickett. I am the Land Bank Legal Assistant in the Legal Department at the City of Peoria. The quote I would like to share is by Martin Luther King. It says, "If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you have to do what you have to do to keep moving forward." Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Everly Davis. I am the Community and ESI, or Every Student Initiative, coordinator at the Peoria Riverfront Museum. And it's not exactly a quote, but a mindset that I like to keep before starting anything new is, don't ask who's going to let you, worry about who's going to stop you, and don't let that person be you. Thanks.
Good evening. My name is Jada Culberson. I am the Marketing and Communications Coordinator at the Children's Home Association of Illinois. The quote I chose is short: "Nobody's going to live your life for you." I just chose it because sometimes I think we often let life happen to us, and I think it's important to seize every moment, every second, and every breath. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Renee Andrews, and I am currently the assistant principal over seniors at Richwoods High School. I have dedicated the past 28 years of my life to showing Peoria's youth, and especially District 150's youth, that anything is possible, because I started as a teacher's aide 28 years ago. I started from the bottom, now I'm here. And my quote is actually a scripture. It is Philippians 4:13. "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." And life sometimes knocks us down, and we start to doubt. But he said we can do all things, not some things, but all things. And Dr. Ali, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this wonderful initiative.
Hello, I am Devin Hawks, the principal at the Heart of the South Side Manual High School. I want to thank you all for, thank you, Dr. Lee, for this invitation. I'm honored to be a part of this group. And my quote is by Nelson Mandela, is plastered in my office: "Education is the most powerful tool we can use for changing the world." Thank you.
Hello, my name is Annette Coleman. I am the principal at Peoria High School. I've been in Peoria Public Schools for over 30 years. This is going to sound odd, but that was actually my quote that Ms. Hawks just shared. I have it on my phone. I have proof it was my quote. But again, yes, she got in front of me. But I do want to thank Mayor Ali for having me here. And one of my things is always go big or go home. So I'm happy to be here.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you to Dr. Ali and PNC Bank for this evening. My name is Adrienne Jones Yarbrough, better known to most as AJ. I'm an entrepreneur, beauty boss, owner, and a master stylist of A Sharp Effect Salon. And my quote is, dream big, follow your dreams, and trust the process as your dreams come true.
Hi, I am Nikki Romaine. I am the Executive Director and co-founder of Artists Re-Envisioning Tomorrow, also known as Art Inc. And I just want to say thank you to the mayor, thank you to PNC, and my quote is a mixture of Gandhi and Jonathan Romaine. Be the change you want to see in the world, and changing your mind could change your life. Change that narrative.
Good evening. My name is Jacoby Proctor, and I'm the Executive Director at George Washington Carver Association, also known as Carver Center. My quote is, "We cannot become what we want by remaining what we are," by Max Dupree. And so I'm glad we're all here so we can make some changes.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Once again, thank you, Mayor Ali. Thank you, PNC Bank. My name is Shalonda Knox. I am a nurse. I work at OSF currently. I've been a nurse in this community for 27 years. Very passionate about giving back to the students within our community. So I'm not going to leave you with a quote. I'm just going to leave you with kind of how I live my life. Be nice to people, and people will be nice to you. It does not matter if a person is the CEO or if the person is the housekeeper. You have to treat everybody the same way.
Let's give all these amazing women a hand. So I know it's hard not to clap after you hear these amazing, introductions. So I'm going to change the rules a little bit. So after our person introduces themselves, we're going to give them one clap, okay? Let's practice. There. All right, now it's time for our remarkable men to introduce themselves. Gentlemen.
Hello, my name is Asa Lewis Jr. I am born and raised in Peoria, been here my entire life and I love it. I have worked for the Peoria Public Schools system since 2012. I've been there long enough to coach Jaden Turner in basketball, the sweet Taj Banks in volleyball, and then Josh Humbles helped me get Make Your Mark started, so I appreciate all three of you. As a behavior coach, I run my nonprofit there to make sure the kids are getting rewarded for positive choices and changes in behavior. The quote I'll leave you with is one that I had in the time of my need when I lost my brother, who our nonprofit is for. The quote was from a friend who showed up who I didn't expect to be there. He said, "My dad told me, sometimes just being there is enough." I appreciate every single one of you for being there every day for our littles and for our babies and for our city. Thank you.
Little practice. Good evening. My name is Andre Allen. I work for Peoria County Government as the Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer, and also have the privilege of serving on the Peoria City Council representing District 4, and I'm a proud 309er. The quote that I want to share today, let me pull my notes out real fast. To our youth, please remember that life is a marathon, not a sprint. Run your race at your own pace. The only thing that truly matters is crossing the finish line of victory. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Gregory Wilson. I am the Community Relations Manager for the City of Bloomington. Also proud to serve on the Peoria Public School Board, District 150, Board of Education, and a member of the Yanni Collective. My quote that I would like to share is to stay far from timid, Never make a move if your heart is not in it, and live the phrase, sky's the limit.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Ali, for recommending me to be a part of the Role Model Project. Also, thank you, Brian Ray and PNC, for your sponsorship of this project. My name is Derek Booth. I'm the Executive Director of Community-Based Services for Trillium Place, which is an affiliate of Call Health. And the quote that I have is actually a quote that my older brother David told me years ago. And actually, I can remember the location. We were actually driving down Howett, riding past your mother's house, Dr. Ali. And I remember my brother told me years ago, he said, nobody owes you anything in life. He said, you have to work for everything that you get. He said, if somebody gives you something, he said, you count that as a bonus. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ali. Thank you, Brian, for your efforts of helping us with this project. My name is Marcellus Somerville. I'm the president and CEO of Peoria Friendship House of Christian Services, born and raised here. Was able to help Bradley go to the Sweet 16, so that was one of my great accomplishments, I guess. But my quote is from Barack Obama, and it says, "We see the future not as something out of our control, but as something we can shape for the better through concerted and collective efforts." That's it. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Tony Cummings. I am the Assistant Fire Chief with your Peoria Fire Department. I've been there for 23 years. The quote I'm going to leave you with is from Denzel Washington, something that he delivered in a graduation speech. "Dreams without goals are just dreams that ultimately fuel disappointment. So what we need to do is teach these young people how to dream and show them how to reach their goals." Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks to the mayor, PNC, and all the other role models here. My name is Patrick Wilmington, and I work for Caterpillar, and I'm also a real estate developer here in the community. Something I live by that I have in my office at work as well as my office at home is life is about choices. So every day we get an opportunity to make a choice, to do right, to do wrong, to help someone, or to just stand by idle. So I want to encourage the rest of the role models here to keep doing what you're doing here and continue to be a pillar in your community. Thank you.
Good evening, all. My name is Kyle Bright. I'm a recruitment strategist at OSF Healthcare. I've been there for 2 years. Before that, I was in higher education for 13 years, and I had the honor of reporting to Dr. Rita Ali for 7 years of that, greatest boss ever. And similar to Dr. Ali, my quote comes from another Black woman in history, author and activist, Angela Davis. "We must always attempt to lift as we climb."
Good evening, everyone. That slide of everyone said yes. Who's going to be the one that said no? Everybody said yes except that guy. So, no. I thank you guys for the opportunity to be a role model. My name is Leon Hendricks. I am the news director for 25 News, Heart of Illinois, ABC, CW, and the ION Network. I've been in Peoria for approximately 28 years, and I'm excited to be a part of this community. And the quote that I'm going to leave you with is study, learn, and most of all, listen. There were a few words that came after that. That was from Dr. Leon Hendricks, that's my father, who said, "Do what I said now and be successful." Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you, Dr. Ali. Thank you, PNC Bank, for this, for supporting this wonderful initiative. My name is Aaron Kilgore. I am the owner of Aaron Kilgore Insurance and Financial Services, otherwise known as Aaron Kilgore State Farm. So I've been an insurance professional for 25 years. Started my career in State Farm Corporate and started my State Farm agency in 2019. I'm going to leave you with a quote that is actually from honoring my father, Alan Kilgore, he would tell my brother and I all the time, if you want to soar with eagles, you can't flock with turkeys.
Good evening, Samuel Duran. I serve here in Peoria as a pastor of Zion Baptist Church. I also serve at Family Corps as an outreach supervisor and anger management specialist, and I also serve as a chaplain with the Carl L. Proctor Hospital. And the quote I have, my father gave to me when I was installed as pastor is, "May my best sermon be not what I have preached, but how I live."
I'll keep it short, Mayor. Thank you, everyone tonight that's here, PNC people, Mayor Rita Ali and all their staff and everything. My name's Officer Parker. I'm a comedian. I'm a bodyguard. I'm an SRO with the school district, with the Park District Police Department. Y'all know me. Y'all see me everywhere. I think y'all do. What I like to say is a quote that I hear from my wife. I want to honor her with this. She always says, "Don't talk about it, be about it." And that's what we're doing tonight. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I try to get up here before all the pastors because I know how they get when they get a microphone in front of them. So, my name is Stephen Graves, and I'm just a kid from Springfield, Illinois. I enlisted into the Illinois Air National Guard at 17 years old. No college education, but I made a name for myself. I've been in the Air Force now for 22 years, and I am a recruiter for the Illinois Air National Guard with the 182nd Airlift Wing in Peoria, Illinois. My quote that I like to leave people with now is, "My desire is to inspire." Thank you.
Peace and blessings, everyone. My name is Antoine Banks, CEO and founder of Product of the Projects, also affectionately known as POP. My quote that I always tell the youth is that success is not defined by riches and accolades. It's defined by the effects it have on the community and the people around you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Christopher Render. I have the privilege of teaching at Richwoods High School. I'm the director of bands there for music, as well as working for the school district as their fine arts coordinator in instrumental music arts here. I've been working for Peoria 150 for 6 years, and before that I was at Metamora for 16 years, and before that I was in Houston and among other things. But I've been in education and teaching music for over 20-something years, which is weird to say. So thank you for this invitation to be here. It's an honor to be in this room amongst all these great people in the city. I'm here to bring music, make it more alive as possible in our city, because I believe in what everyone is trying to do in the city of Peoria, so thank you for that. I try to live by the Victor Hugo quote, "Music expresses that which cannot be put into words and that which cannot remain silent." And then I leave you with this, because I'm not much of a quote guy. It's just not my thing. I always butcher them. But you can't go wrong with the Bible. "I sought the Lord, and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears." Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to thank Dr. Ali for this invitation and being one of the Peoria Role Model Projects. Thank you. My name is Patrick Meacham. I work for District 150, Peoria Public Schools, head lead officer for Peoria High School. One of my quotes for today is, "Don't let what you can't do stop you from what you can do." So I think that's a very important message to portray for the youth today. I'll say it one more time just in case you didn't get it. Don't let what you can't do stop you from what you can do. And that was from a legendary coach, John Wooden. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Government name, Kelvin Parker. Entertainment name, Special K. I work at Walmart in Peoria 16 years, but my passion has always been the people and entertaining them. 30 years of rapping, promoting, and hosting. As most of you know, it's like a reunion. I see most of you at the Soul Fest where I killed it this year. I just want to leave you guys with this quote. since I'm amongst a bunch of leaders, my quote is, "Followers can't lead, and leaders can't follow." Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Jaden Turner. I'm a project manager at Caterpillar. I do not have a quote because Ms. Andrews said my quote before I got to. But I just want to thank Mayor Ali for the opportunity to be a part of this project because I was the one that kind of laid the groundwork for the project in the first place. So that's all.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Steve Starks, and I just want to say, first of all, thank you, Mayor, and to all the amazing city leaders. I am just elated by the amount of power that I see in one place. I often travel from state to state to try to get myself fed physically, spiritually, and financially. And I must apologize to you because the amount of power in this building is overwhelming. So I will no longer travel anywhere because the power is here in this building right here. So thank you so much. I apologize again for not getting out, but now because of this, I am forced to give back to the community. I'm just overwhelmed. We talk about, going to Hollywood, going to, Florida to go to different conferences, and little do we know that there should be a conference right here with the amount of power. So thank you again, Mayor Ali. I'm grateful for this. I'm the proud owner of Guardian Fitness, where we believe healing the mind, body, and soul. That the body must be healed first through the mind. We believe that our health is our wealth. So you must be healthy in order to pour into somebody else. My favorite quote of this day is, being powerful is in you, but you have to also remember that if you build it, they will come. So I'm grateful. And my wife is not here. I'm grateful for her because she has taken my place on the floor tonight. So I just want to give her homage and say thank you on our behalf. Thank you.
How's everybody doing tonight? Mayor Ali, I just want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here. My name is Kenneth Galbold. I am an author, speaker, coach, and consultant. I work with organizations and help them develop programs that work with our youth. My quote is, "What is success if you're the only one that reaches it?"
Good evening. My name is Vance Jordan. I do HVAC engineering, so we keep buildings like this happy, especially on hot days when we hit 100 degrees. So I got a quote from Les Brown, and he says, all of us are born unique, but most of us die as copies.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Marcus Smith. I just want to thank you, Mayor Ali, for this opportunity. I'll be one to say, when she originally sent this to me, I was like, hold on, what is this? And what does this mean? And what is this about? So I appreciate it. It's great to be inside of this place with everyone. A quote that I always think of is, quitting guarantees failure. Until you actually stop doing something, then you can actually say that it's actually a failure. So I tell everybody, keep going and keep pressing on. This is just the first, and I look forward to seeing you in many more things. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm just humbled and honored to be in the room with such a great group of powerful leaders. My name's Donald Knox. I'm a 25-plus year security industry professional. Had the privilege of working for multiple Fortune 100 companies. I currently work for John Deere and serve as a global security and enterprise risk manager there. The quote I'm going to share with you was one that was shared with a mentor of mine some years ago, and some of you that know me have heard me use this one before. And it is, a candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. And if you just think about that one for a second, if any one of us is a candle and we're on fire and we just kind of lean over and light somebody else on fire that wasn't, we didn't lose anything by lighting them on fire, did we? But we gave something of ourselves, and now we can just all shine brighter together. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about for this project, and being able for us to all shine brighter together for the youth that we're going to help. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Ali, Brian Ray. It's an honor to be a part of this distinguished group of people. I am an artist. I've been a full-time artist for forever. And I am the janitor at Art Inc. and Nikki Romaine's husband. A quote that I often share with people is that we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Harold Webster, Jr., and I get to be the owner and chief baker at Triple Dipple's Treats and Delicacies, where we serve the finest cheesecakes in all the land. I also get to be the co-owner and chief of operations for Mad Max Coffee, where we serve the finest coffee in all the land. And finally, I also get the privilege and honor of pastoring Higher Dimensions Praise and Worship Church right here in Peoria. My quote or my encouragement to you is this: don't waste your time on things that don't mean anything. Instead, find meaning in them or find something else. After all, Jesus told his own mama, I gotta be about my Father's business.
Whoa, I'm the big guy and the stage is shaking. I'm Cardell Pickens. I'm employed at Pleasant Valley Intermediate School. I serve as the choir teacher there and the music director for our drama club. My quote is the same as Dr. Andrews: I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm honored to be here. I thank you for being a part of the Peoria Role Model Project. I'm excited to see what it brings. I am Antron Evans, also known as Scan the Groomer, also known as DJ Scantron. I got a few quotes that I always tell the young men that I groom at my shop, which is Barber Season Barbershop. I tell them success doesn't happen overnight. And I also tell them that you need quality over quantity. And a quote that has stuck with me since a child is from a film in 1989. It's called Field of Dreams. I took out the he and put in they will come. A guy already said it previously to me, but if you build it, they will come. That's my quote I stuck with, and if you build it, they'll come. Thank you.
I'm nervous. Thank you to Dr. Rita Ali, and thank you to Brian over at PNC for putting this together. And I'm happy to be a part of this for people that know me, that know my journey. I barely graduated out of Peoria High School with a 1.8 GPA. And so I'm just happy to be here for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's super dope. I am the general manager of Strictly Pop 90.7 FM. And Dr. Mayor Rita Ali actually connected me with the owner, and that's how that actually came about. So hopefully I can do the same for somebody else during this project. I'm a member of the Yanni Collective, where we try to add to the cultural texture of Peoria. And I'm also the author of a new book called Damn, I Graduated May. Of course, my quote comes from Jay-Z. He said in the interview, the goal of life is not to become rich and famous, but to find your passion that makes you come alive and then live your life out through that. And another quote comes from me earlier this week, where I had to speak to a group of folks about blooming where you're planted, and a lot of people frustrated with that, grow frustrated with that, sometimes especially here in Peoria. And what I told them was, when you refuse to bloom where you're planted, you refuse to become your best self. Thanks.
Good evening. Mayor, for me being here 2 years, it is an honor and a privilege that you would ask me to be a role model. I think I'm probably the newest one and the only Puerto Rican in the group, so I appreciate it. I also appreciate that you had the ladies do one clap, because I'm watching the guys, they still can't get it together. My name is Erica Chivaria. I'm the Chief of Police in Peoria. And my quote is, if serving is beneath you, leadership is beyond you. That's it. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Jarrell Sproutling. I currently work for the City of Peoria in the Community Development Department as a development tech. I'm pretty early in my career, so I don't have that much experience yet. My quote was, "Work hard in secret, let your success be your noise."
How about a rousing applause for all these great men? You know, this is the second quarter of my third year serving as Peoria's mayor, and today is one of my proudest days in this position. Thanks to you. Thanks to you. Now we are going to hear from two of the role models who are going to give a little bit more of their narrative. The first is Miss Everly Davis.
Okay, everyone. Good evening again, everybody. So there's a lot of familiar faces in the audience, which makes me slightly more nervous than if you were all strangers. But I guess it means that I've been around a really good group of people, seeing as how we're all here being honored as role models. So I'm a Peoria native, grew up going through many Peoria Public Schools. My dad was a swing custodian for years, and so instead of being a part of like after-school programs, I would just school hop with him with whatever school he was cleaning that evening. And luckily, there were so many great teachers at all of these schools that they would pull me aside as my dad was cleaning classrooms and would kind of just give me one-on-one attention, and that's where I really fell in love with learning. And so I've always been a true just nerd. But along with all of the academics, I've loved art, but never thought it was something that could be a part of my career, right? Art was always pitched to me as a hobby, something you could doodle on the side. Fast forward through high school, I graduated as an IB student from Richwoods High School, and then I was the third generation in my family to attend Bradley University. In my sophomore year of college, I had my daughter, Jersey, and before I even had her, I had a lot of naysayers, like that's gonna halt my momentum becoming a single parent, but I'm not the first or last single mom. I'll just show you how to do it. And going back to the quote that I shared, thinking about what I wanted to do as a college student and as a single parent, I wasn't gonna ask who was gonna let me continue school. I was gonna worry about who was gonna stop me, and I didn't let it be me. So I graduated, and remember I was a nerd. So I was a triple major with Spanish, sociology, and religious studies. And straight out of college, I wanted to continue what I had already started with certain clubs on campus. I love to collaborate with people. So I started working with this group called Peoria Grown, and I'm one of the founding members of that group. And it's a local nonprofit that targets food insecurity and food deserts across Peoria by giving them access to fresh food and a healthy lifestyle education. So after that, I did a year of teaching with Preschool for All, and then I kind of did an entrepreneurial endeavor and started teaching Spanish classes to families. And then I got involved with the Romaines at Art Inc. And that was something that really turned a light on in my head where art could be a part of my career. And then I got involved with Peoria Public Schools through that position as a program coordinator. So bringing these creative outlets that I would have loved to be a part of as a kid to students through grant-funded programs like 21st Century and Ready, Set, Go. And then that brought me to where I am today. So today I am the Community and ESI Coordinator at the Peoria Riverfront Museum, and I've been there for almost 2.5 years. And my biggest goal with working there is not only enhancing the experience for students and hopefully being able to unleash or tap into some potential talent that they didn't know was sitting there, but to show the community as well through different programming and events that the museum is there for everyone and that arts is an essential part of our life. So I'm extremely excited to be a part of the Role Model Project. And at first, when Mayor Ali asked me to be a part of it, I was like, me? But thank you again for the opportunity, and it is an honor.
Thank you, Everly. Beautiful. And our next narrative comes from Mr. Vance Jordan III. Vance?
Greetings again. So she said my name is Vance, and so I'm a Peoria native. I went to Hines, then Von Steuben, then Woodruff, and then to U of I. So I'm an HVAC engineer, but I didn't always want to be an HVAC engineer. I actually wanted to be a shooting guard in the NBA. So you know, hey, if you ever see my jumper, you would probably say he'll never make it. He'll never. So I was thinking, and my mom was like, well, you like to play with Legos, so maybe an architect. I'm like, okay, all right. So my dad knew an architect, so I called him on the phone. We had a chit-chat, and it was a really good conversation. And so after the conversation, I was like, I don't want to be an architect. So I was thinking, man, but I like cars, so maybe I can design cars. So I was thinking, okay, engineering, we're going to do that. I'm going to go to college for engineering. And that started out a little rough in college, but I made it, graduated in 4 years in college, in summer school, so I made it out. And, but I came out in 2009, and 2009 was the big recession, and, you know, it was looking quite rough out there. The car manufacturers were laying off, hiring freezes, and I'm thinking, man, it may not work out for me designing cars. So I came back to Peoria, and my first job was a photographer, but not the good kind. Just the kind that's in the mall. You know, they don't let us hold the camera. We just kind of push the button, and and then it snaps. You know, and then we try to sell the photos after that. So my first contract work was an engineering company, but it was not really engineering. It was like it was drafting, you know, kind of close. So then after that, then I got a different position. It was data entry. I'm like, okay, I'm getting colder, not warmer. So then I got a new position, and it was called, the title was design engineer. So I'm like, okay, I think I made it. So, but the unfortunate thing was, it was neither designing nor was it engineering, but it paid well. So I showed up every day until they was like, you know what, we don't need that position no more, so we're gonna lay you off. So I got laid off for a few months. Then I came back at a different contract position, and then one of my angels in my life came to me with a job posting. It was a lady who was an intercessor at my church. She had some time with God. She must have seen something. She came to me with this job posting, and she gave it to me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try doing this. So it worked out. I got the job, and yeah, so that's where I'm at now. I'm doing HVAC engineering with the job place called Farnsworth Group. If you ever. So it sounds fancy a little bit, but yeah. So that's a cool opportunity because I still get to work with buildings, but instead of being an architect, I'm doing engineering in there. So So if there's any people who are like looking to start or find a career, there's things that you like and then there's things that you're good at. So if you could find a place where those two meet, I think that that'd be a good start. So for me as an example, I like buildings, and I also could do math and science, engineering. So HVAC is kind of that place where those two meet. And with that, I conclude. Thank you all.
Thank you for sharing your story, Vance. I didn't realize you were so funny. I think you've been hanging out with Eddie Parker or something, right? Thank you very much. Now, we're going to get some introductions of about 4 or 5 of our youth who participated in the mayor's summer internship program. We had about 60 youth, about 100 last year, about 60 to 70 this year that participated. Amanda Riggenbach, raise your hand, Amanda, was our program coordinator, did a fantastic job. And we have several of those youth who are very interested in participating in the Role Model Initiative. I'm going to ask those youth to come forth. Come on. These young people are going to tell us who they are, their name and their grade in school, the school that they attend, and then they're going to share a little bit about maybe their future goals. Taj, you want to start?
Hi, my name is Taj Banks.
Can you hear her?
My name is Taj Banks. That's my dad, Antoine Banks, right there. And I go to Richwoods High School. I really like graphic design. I always liked to be like in art when I was growing up and stuff like that. But my dad was always telling me, like, if you can't beat them, don't join them, I'll work them. That's what I gotta say.
Hi, my name is Jaden. I'm a sophomore at Richwoods High School. I didn't really know what I wanted to do when I was younger, and didn't know till a few weeks ago. Then it just came to me. I want to go to a HBCU, graduate with a degree in nursing, and become a midwife. So.
Hi, my name is Ariana, and I am in 10th grade, and I go to Quest High School. And mostly for my future, I want to become a teacher and just really work with kids.
Hi, my name is Joshua Holmes Jr., and my dad right there, Joshua Holmes Sr. I'm class 2026. I'm a sophomore at Manual High School, and I've really been looking into engineering and entrepreneurship.
Thank you very much. And you know, these are our leaders. These are our future leaders, and we want to support them. At this time, our young people who are here actually have notebooks, and they want your autographs. It's time to get back to the food, and it's time to do some networking. The time right now is about 7 minutes till 7, and we actually wrap up at 7:30, so we've got about 30 minutes to just network until 7:30. So that concludes the program part, and we're gonna just network and have some fun because it feels like a family reunion to me. Thank you very much.